Hi there, everybody. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Here we are again on another Monday evening for Make It With Me Monday. Just wanted to chat a little bit while people are signing in and checking it out. You should hopefully, if you're on my mailing list, have received these in the catalog, in the mail, possibly this past week, and if not, hopefully this week. And by the end of this week, if you don't have them, shoot me out a message and I will make sure that you are getting them before they go live on August 3rd. Yep, 3rd. I cannot open these on camera. We're not allowed to show the insides of the catalogs until then, but I will be referencing a few things in them. So if you happen to have it around or can look at it later, that's great. So again, if you don't have it by, I would say, hi Kathy, by the end of this coming week, then let me know and I will make sure I get some out in the mail to you. It's done by bulk mail from Stampin' Up, and sometimes it's, not quite, doesn't work out that way. So, hi Sherry, good to see you. Well, see you, you know what I mean. So this is gonna be a really exciting time. It was supposed to have started in July, but there were some, hi Carol, still COVID related production issues, and they decided to hold back and release it 1 month later just to make sure that they had everything in stock and ready to go for us for the holiday season. So you'll find lots of great holiday Christmas materials in there. There's a little bit for Halloween and for Thanksgiving, fall type stuff as well. Oh, good, Mom. I'm glad to see you've gotten them in the mail already. I know I heard from a couple of you that they're starting to show up. So yay. And then a bonus for this year, we're doing another round of celebration. So there's most of the product in here is free with a $50 order. There's a few things that are free with a $100 order. And there are going to be a few of these items. I think you can see them on here, so I think I can talk about them. Hi, Mary Lynn, good to see ya. This sparkly DSP, and I believe the dies that go with the sheep and the dies that went with a floral, this one over here, are gonna be a limited production only. So once they're gone, they're gone. So if those are definitely on your wish list, you probably want to get those in as soon as possible, starting the beginning of August there. I can tell you the sheep are adorable. This penguin paper and winter snowman is to die for. So cute. Okay, so put that aside for now. Let's get started with what we're working on tonight. I'm going to show you where the products are that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using some of the items from the You're a Peach collection. I have the stamp set that I'm going to be using on my project tonight, and I have a few on my stepped up version. You'll see what some of the dies can do for that. It's funny enough, I went to go do a project for this card and I realized I don't have the DSP that goes with this set. I completely am stunned and jaw on the floor over that. But it's one of those that's on sale this month, so guess what's going on my order? My very next order is definitely the designer series paper that goes with Your Peach. So yeah, that was kind of humorous that I was like, really? I can't believe I don't have that with me. All right, so that is on page 61 in case you want to check it out later. All right, so let's go with what you should have. You should have a cardstock base that's 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Then you should have another piece of cardstock, a tiny little skinny strip, 1/2 inch wide by 4.5 inches long. A piece of designer series paper that's 1.5 by 2 1/4. And then a neutral circle about 2 inches. So if you have a 2-inch punch, if you have a die that's close to 2 inches, whatever works there, that's about what you have. So I'm gonna be using Pale Papaya for my card base, and then Mint Macaron for my little strip, and there's my white circle. And then this little piece of DSP, since I didn't have the peach one, this comes from hand penned, and it's also the papaya, so that's what I'm using to go with that. I know they look funny on camera, but I promise you they do coordinate. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do, as usual, take your card base, give that a nice crease, and set that aside for now. We're gonna decorate up our circle. So you should have some stamps and images, phrases, whatever you want that go, that are gonna decorate up this circle for you. So I am gonna take my, let's see, I'm gonna go first with my leaves. Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna go with my peaches first. Changed my mind. So part of the imagery for this has a collection of 3 peaches and then stems to go with them. And then there's also a set of 3 flowers. You could do a lot with this stamp set. So I'm gonna put my 3 peaches right in the middle. you guys go ahead, do your circles with whatever you brought to the table tonight. All right, there's my peaches. And there's my, hi Aunt Mary, good to see you. All right, now just line that up with my, yep, there we go. Okay, now I'm looking over, okay, I'm gonna have to stick my face in the thing, guys, sorry. Just a little bit so I can make sure that that's getting in the right position. It's designed so that the peaches can kind of hang off of those little branches. All right, so there are my peaches hanging from their little vine. All right, so give me a little thumbs up if you are just about done with your circle. And then I can show you where we're going next. This is gonna be a real quick put together, so you can take your time doing that with me or not. You're gonna take, next is you're gonna be, okay good, there goes a thumbs up. Next you're gonna take your little strip, and if you have a scissor handy, we're gonna put a little notch, a banner-like notch. All right, great, Sherry, thanks for filling that in for me. Okay, I find the best way to make a notch in a skinny little strip is to, good, thumbs up from Mom, all right. Start from one end and cut halfway, cut a little slit up, then go in from each of the corners to where the tip of that is meeting. If you start going from one corner to another, you tend not to get an even banner shape, okay? So that is a nice little tip there for anybody who's trying to do that little banner. All right, so it just puts a little flare on the end of it. Okay, I'm gonna show you the sketch that I got this from so you know where we're headed. So basically here's a bigger version of it. I wanted to make sure it showed up on camera. So your strip is gonna go, we're gonna start with this layer of your DSP, put the strip there, and then your circle is gonna go over it. Now you can adjust these closer together, farther apart, whatever you want as you're putting this together to see what you like best, okay? So I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with my DSP. And again, this is my hand penned because I forgot to, or didn't get to order yet, the peach DSP. So I'm gonna aim for kind of the middle, top to bottom, and then that way. I think I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna adjust this so that my banner goes over this way more. I'm not gonna take it to the edge of the paper. That is what it would look like depending on where you put this, if you wanna do that. So again, this is a little bit of my favorite phrase, cook's choice. You get to do, this is your project, you do with it what you like to do. Okay, so I'm gonna do, and again, however much of that you wanna show, if you wanna butt those up against each other, if you wanna take that up a little higher. So I'm gonna kind of split the difference, okay? And then I'm just gonna go ahead and tape mine down. I have some other samples where I've used dimensionals. So if you want this to pop up a little bit, go ahead and use your dimensionals, okay? So I'm gonna do, whoop, straight direct to paper on that one. Okay, so I wanted mine to have a little bit of the tail showing on each side, a little bit over here, and then like so. All right, and then I'm also going to add a little phrase to mine. I'm gonna make sure I left, yep, I did. Perfect, okay. I'm gonna add my phrase to my DSP actually. You could also, if you have a skinny little word phrase, you could add it to the banner. Or depending on how you place these, you could have a phrase being in one of the corners as well. So I'm gonna take my Sweet as a Peach in black ink, and it should show up really nicely. Okay, excuse my head again, because I wanna make sure I get this straight up and down. Okay, so there's my Sweet as a Peach. All right, so again, using up some of the little scraps of a DSP or cardstock you might have laying around. You could change out this shape for anything you want. If you have a big heart, if you have a rectangle, some other punched shape, go for it. That would be a great place to use it, especially some of these, the ones that are coming up. We've got like a snowman punch and a penguin punch for the holidays. You could do, I think we have some baby cutouts with like the babies, or they're a die set with the babies like onesie and all that kind of stuff. You could do that for that. So that's the basic concept here, is to have just these things kind of squished together, make a little interesting arrangement for yourself. Okay, here's another one I did, similar concept. This is using Lovely Leaves, or Love of Leaves, sorry. I always say lovely. I'm sure at one point there was a set called Lovely Leaves. It's on page 115 of the annual catalog. And I took Cinnamon Cider as my card base and Bumblebee as this part here. And so I have the hello, I thought of you today. So the hello is on that little banner. That's one I wanted to show you like before. And the I thought of you today, both in the cinnamon ink. I took this piece from Beauty of the Earth, but it's actually got a white base to it. And I thought it looked a little too stark. So I took my sponge with Bumblebee ink and I rubbed that all over the back of that. So that's got my Bumblebee on there. All right, here's another one that's going to be in the upcoming mini catalog. So if you have that, I can show you can look on page 51. That's where you're going to find these guys. So I have a grape card base. I have Highland Heather and white. I did a second layer of circle shape there. I used DSP for both of these, and it's actually the other side of the stripe here. I used the boob one. So, and then I did the same little notching in all of them. I actually punched this guy right out of the DSP. The Halloween punch has a little cat, a little skeleton head, and this little ghost, and they all fit different parts of the Dino Series paper, as well as the stamp sets that are in there. So that was quick and easy to put together, because like I said, I didn't have to do any designing there or anything. That was just as is, popped them right out of the paper. All right, another one here is using the Timeless Tulips. Whoops, we've got a black card base again. Let's do this. There we go. Timeless Tulips. I used the bark embossing folder on the card base just to give it a little bit of interest. You could also do a second layer, 4 by 5 1/4 layered of another cardstock or another pattern or something like that. I punched my tulip out just to give it a little bit of lift. And then this paper is the from Expressions in Ink. It's the back side of one of the ones with the pretty metallics in it. All right, and the last one is the stepped up version of what I did on camera tonight. So I traded out the DSP shape here and I put it as a layer on this cardstock. And then I did the square of papaya and I did the dots embossing folder. You get checks and dots together. They're 2 little 3-inch wide ones. So this is the dots to match the dots here. And then I rotated the rectangle though. So this is actually used the tall way. I did the Sweet as a Peach on here and I stamped and die cut the peaches. So the stems are die cut and the peaches are die cut, and you can see there's lots of layering going on in there. And then I added a mint macaron scallop around the backside. So there's lots of things you can do to dress this up, but absolutely the base versions again are always so sweet and simple. And I think they are a really great way. Again, I've been trying to focus on some things but might use up some of your scraps. You might have, like I said, cardstock scraps, Designer Series paper scraps. There's a great way to use some of those little ones. All right, let's bring them all back into focus. Okay, so there you go. Same layout. So you can see on this one, I did actually take the banner all the way to the edge. Again, here, these aren't quite to the edge. That's, again, like I said, cook's choice on how you want to do that. The rectangle going this way, the rectangle going that way, substituting a layer, adding layers to your center focus point. So this is one I think you guys can do have a lot of fun playing with. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. So I'm gonna go back and remind you, if you have not gotten these guys in the mail by the end of this week, send out a note to me and I will make sure that you're getting them so that you can start checking things out and being ready to order at the beginning of August if you so choose. All right, everybody, I will see you guys next week for another session. Thank you for tuning in tonight and have a good rest of your night. Bye.